Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude BeyondMystic, and welcome to tonight's episode of Divine Feminine Oracles. Virgo season it is, but first, let me welcome my two amazing co-hosts for tonight. You can find Julie and Sophie at Maison Jupiter here on the web, as well as on YouTube at maisonjupiter.com. And also, coming very soon for Sophie, at least, at beyondmystic.academy. Sophie, Julie, welcome back to the show. How are you guys?
Hi, JC.
Hey, JC. Hey, Sophie. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
You, Sophie? Good, but very, very busy, I have to say.
Hectic times indeed for everyone. We're getting a lot of hectic, frantic energy. I know in the last 2 weeks, actually, I've been getting emails from a lot of our viewers. And by the way, thank you for joining us here tonight on this live interactive show. We're going to have a good fun show here tonight for you guys. But we're getting a lot of reports that a lot of people are feeling this weird anxiety. Something's just around the corner. They're feeling this dread kind of energy. Janine was picking up on that the other night as well. Let me start with you, Julie. How are you dealing with this weird frantic energy that's coming up here as of late?
Well, as you guys all know, probably by now, like we just had our dad passed away. So I've been dealing with a lot of, technical and legal stuff that nobody wants to really take care of when you're grieving. Right. So it's adding up to the work. And I was trying to change a bit of, changed my ideas, be in a different kind of energy. So I went in the city in Montreal this past weekend with some friends. But I have to say the energy in the city was like very dense, very hectic. I felt sort of a buzzing, stressful energy. So I was very overwhelmed. Of course, I've been dealing with emotions and stuff, but I feel like it's something else. I felt like I was more maybe sensitive than usual. Mm-hmm. And I could feel like it was like the preparation for something big happening in the world, I guess. So I was kind of feeling a weird buzzing energy. I could not really describe it in any
but sitting with it, you understood that it was not your energy. That's what you're getting at here. There's something externally here hitting your frequency field.
Yeah. So I feel like what happened to me made me maybe more sensitive to energies. And I felt like I was more overwhelmed than usual, feeling like everybody else's energy also in the field and like the busyness of the city. And everybody was very aggressive, very reactive. And I could feel this like bubble of energy. You know, when the animals start to get crazy right before a thunderstorm, that's kind of how I felt the energy.
Right. Yvette in the chat is saying, yes, we were fine 1 minute and then we're almost in panic attack the next. Like a lot of people are having the heart palpitations really quick also. Yeah. But there's this feeling of dread too. So I'm curious, Sophie, let's start with you also. How are you dealing with these energies? Are you feeling that also? And also from there, extrapolate to what seems to be the theme now coming up from your clientele who are calling you here to get the personal bookings with you. How are you dealing with this energy?
Oh, I'm feeling it too. The anxiety is real for everyone. Right. What you were saying about what happened with the grief and what we are feeling from external energy, I think that it's because we have detoxed a lot. And we also were for almost a week just by ourselves and in nature trying to disconnect. So for sure, going back into the world, all of this happening in the Virgo season and what is in the energy, it's a lot. It's really a lot. Yeah. I went back also to work really quickly after our dad passing, so about a week after, and at first people were telling me, oh, it's too soon, you should not. But I felt present when I'm working, when I'm doing a reading, it's really, I feel him. And it's really helping me. It's even better than when I'm not working, because when I'm not working, I don't feel that as much. So thank you guys. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your kind words, because it's really helping me.
Very good. And talk about, you say you're feeling him. How is that manifesting in your life? And Julie, also, you can chime in if you like, because I'm sure a lot of people we're all being part of this new way of being where the veil between the living and the dead is smaller and thinning, just as the veil between reality and the fake reality we're being pushed out is also thinning. How is that translating to connecting here with the deceased loved ones?
Well, it's different, I think, for everyone, and it's different from the person that is on the other side, and it's different also from your own perspective and your own gift. But our dad was really spiritual, so this helps a lot. And also, we are also very spiritual and open to it. But for everyone, when I read the card for Depart Loved One for consultation, I see different ways of showing up. So sometimes it's through feelings, sometimes it's in dreams, and sometimes it's in songs that we don't think about that, but sometimes when you open the radio or shuffle randomly on the radio, you just find songs that resonate with you, and that's sometimes the people on the other side trying to communicate with you. And that's how I see that a lot right now. And that's how for the first week, me and my sister, we heard weird things. Lots of songs with messages that spoke directly to us.
Wow, that's incredible. Julie, do you want to add to that a little bit?
Yeah, like you're right, Sophie. I felt like we had a lot of messages through songs, and I feel like his energy is everywhere. And we were like, my dad and I were quite close, so I feel like this hasn't changed. I feel like his energy is everywhere, so that's good. But the other thing that I feel he's very happy is that Sophie and I like became a lot closer since it happened, because we spent the whole week after together, and now we have a lot of things to deal with, and we're doing it together. So I feel like he's very happy about that. So
right.
That's
wow. Cool. Very cool. Folks, if you're dealing with any of this too, and you want to share your experience with communicating here between the veils, please put them in the live chat now. And if the comments are appropriate and if they're timely, I'll try to bring an end to the conversation here. We're all trying to navigate this world that we're moving into. And of course, right in front of us here, there's this huge transition. We're going to be talking about that here with the Virgo season as well. But Julie, before we get into the astrology there, I wanted to ask Sophie, as part of the intro also here, what's the theme you're seeing right now with your clientele? You told me in the pre-interview it's getting weird, so I'm curious to what that might be.
It's weird in a sense that every time that we switch from an energy to another one, the theme is changing. So it's not weird that right now it's this particular theme, but it's weird that everyone seems to be talking about the same theme in the same time. So in my consultation right now, people are really talking about multiple things that are linked to the grieving of her dad. So sometimes they are talking about, oh, I'm not talking to this person in my family, and that grieving process that you're dealing with right now is reminding me of that. So this is the first thing that they are telling me. But there is more and more people that just want to talk. We are in this community and we are sometimes very alone, and this huge amount of anxiety is true for everyone. And sometimes mostly last week and this week, people just want to talk, and there is not a lot of expectation on I need some answer. We just need to talk, and we just need to connect with someone that can listen. And I think that this is beautiful that in this community we can do that.
Absolutely. And it's very powerful just to being able to talk to somebody who's like-minded, because we do feel very much isolated. And the more we awaken and the more we see the reality, we also disconnect from those who don't. So that separation becomes bigger and bigger, hence the reason why we need to connect. So again, a big thank you to all of you. Lots of you in the live chat here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Julie, why don't we set the stage here now for this Virgo season that's coming up? How do we want to break this down? Do we want to do how it's going to affect your energies personally first and then do the collective? Is that how you want to start? Okay, so set the table here for the audience members.
Sure, let's do that. We'll talk about what Virgo season means for you on a more personal level. So how can you work with the energies the best way you can? So as of yesterday, so mainly, like, I'm sorry for the sound. I'm having some water sound in the house in the background. Sorry about that. So we all have the sign of Virgo in our birth chart. So we all have the 12 signs of the zodiac in our personal birth charts, because we're all like a fragment of of the whole of the one, if you wish. So in astrology, we all have, like, let's say, percentages of energy from all the signs, but we all have the 12 signs in our birth charts. So first of all, I feel like it's very important to understand. And then it means the Virgo constellation is somewhere in your birth chart. So for example, mine is in my second house. So I'm going to experience the Virgo energy through the lens of my second house, which is more finances.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, the thing that you're going to experience while the sun is transiting the constellation of Virgo, it's about a month since the sun moves into each of the zodiac signs for about a month, 12 signs, so a year in total. So Virgo is all about organizing your stuff. So depending on what house is going to fall for you in your personal birth chart, you're going to have to organize or to work on organizing even more this area of your life. So for instance, I'm personally doing my accounting right now. I'm trying to finish my...
How exciting that it must be.
Oh yeah, not very exciting. So yeah, I was telling you guys at the beginning, I'm working with a lot of papers, legal stuff. So accounting plus everything that has to do with our dad, the business side. So there's a lot of things to organize on my end, and I'm sure everybody has their own experience with the Virgo season, which might be more different. So for instance, if the Virgo falls in your fourth house is the house, it's the home. So you'll have to organize your home even better. So for me, it's my finances. For someone else, it's going to be, let's say, career in their 10th house. So you'll have to work on organizing. So usually the month of Virgo, which is August 22nd, thank you, until September 22nd, usually Virgo season, we have a lot of responsibilities to deal with. So it's a month of organization again.
Mm-hmm.
So put some order into the area Virgo rules for you, depending on what house it's falling. And how you're going to know what house, you have to know your time of birth. And then your birth chart starts on your rising sign, your ascendant. And then it kind of dictates where the signs will be placed in your birth chart. And then, so I said already, organize your things. It's kind of, I know I'm repeating myself, but you're going to notice it's very, very important during Virgo season. Also, Virgo is all about work, all about making multiple to-do lists. And Sophie and I are both Virgo suns, so we know about making to-do lists and working really hard. And so one thing I wrote there is prioritize, which is very important during Virgo seasons, because we all have a lot of responsibilities, all usually have a lot of work, but it's important to, in order to not have an anxiety attack during Virgo season, to really be able to prioritize what's really important and what can wait. Also, not really fun, but usually there's a lot of chores to do, generally speaking, during Virgo season. And also another theme next to work is health, that is very much connected to Virgo. So everything that has to do with implementing a healthier habit, healthier routine, or also detoxing the body is relating to Virgo. So during the next month, you're going to see a lot of health themes coming into the light, either for you or for your close ones. And it's also related to your pets. So if you have pets at home, you might want to check if they're maybe do a health checkup or on yourself, because Virgo rules all those things. Mm-hmm. Also, I wrote make a to-do list with the 4 Ds that I learned really recently. So it's either do it now, delay it, dump it, or delegate it. Delegate. Okay, I'm gonna try this one once again. Delegate. Okay, delegate it.
Yay!
Yay. So
I got people for that.
Yeah, exactly. You're good at delegating. I'm personally learning about those 4 Ds, but I wish I kind of knew those beforehand, because being a Virgo sun, there's a lot of anxiety because I know I have to do all those things, and I want to do all of those by myself. So I'm really, I feel overwhelmed a lot most of the time. So I'm trying to organize, prioritize, and I feel like it's going to be the main theme for all of us.
So what's interesting, well, thank you for that. That's great mise en page. What's striking me as we're having this conversation is that we're being asked here, maybe more so than ever, to organize ourselves, to get things ready, to get things aligned, as you say, not just for the self of being organized, but perhaps, and this is where I want Sophie to chime in here, perhaps with the cards, perhaps we're being asked to organize here all the things that is in our control right now, because there's something just around the corner here that is going to completely cause some disarray in our lives. And universe is asking us to at least take control of the things that we have the ability to do so, at least at this time. Does that make any sense, Sophie? Can you pull some cards and see where that universal energy is also trying to direct us here by, one, asking us to have our papers in order, so to speak, but also maybe our health or detox or energy levels. Let's pull some cards on that and see what we can share with the audience.
Sure. Okay, so we do have, let me just get 2 tarot cards also with that oracle cards. Yeah, okay. We do have confusion and we do have destruction. So it's basically the chaos that I was referring to. I don't know if it's live or before the show, but I said we need to make some order in that chaos with that energy. And that's basically what this energy is all about. And we do have distraction with trying something new. So I think that the way that we used to do things for the last season, we did that in order of taking care of ourselves, spending good time and multiple other things. And now it's more, okay, now I need to have the responsibilities and I know I need to prepare for what is to come. And what is to come is more chaos, unfortunately. So preparing and just basically acting as a mother, trying to prevent anything bad happening to their children. It's basically the energy that we have to step into to make sure that for us, for our future, we're going to be okay as much as possible. That's why the anxiety, because the anxiety is trying to prevent something in the future. That's why.
Wow. Okay.
And if I can add to that, also, well, when we cast the chart for the Virgo season, we cast the chart when the sun is at 0 degrees, like right now, and the whole month. Well, it defines the energy for the whole month. That's what I'm trying to say. So right now, the sun is squaring Mars, and Mars is in the sign of Gemini, which rules the nervous system. And right now the sun is in Virgo, which also rules the nervous system, and they're in a square. So that's like a very tense alignment. So there's a lot of chances during Virgo season that we're going to feel like our nervous system is very much overwhelmed because we have a lot of things to prepare for or to take care of, lots of responsibilities. So there's this like nervous energy that we have to try to channel in the best way possible by having a more, let's say, healthy routine that's really grounded in the earth energy, which is Virgo. So by having a more like healthy routine, we're kind of telling our nervous system that we're not in survival mode all the time, that it's okay, we're taken care of, we're taking care of ourselves. So I feel like it's going to be, and I'm saying that to everybody, but I'm struggling with finding a routine, but I really have to work on that myself. So
I want to get into maybe understanding a little bit more what this Tower card moment or chaos is going to look like, because a lot of people are saying, okay, if something is coming up, I need to know what it is. Do I move left? Do I move right? What do I need to do here, JC? So we'll get into that in a second here. There's a bunch of questions about my previous co-host in the chat, and I just wanted to quickly address that. Maybe those people haven't seen our show as of yet, but Gail is asking, why is that friend banned only from your channel? That's not technically true. What happens now in the community guidelines is that when you've been deleted from the channel, and of course Elaine here is absolutely right, both of her channels were canceled. Technically in their guidance right now, she's not supposed to be on anybody else's YouTube channel. They prevent YouTubers from talking to other YouTubers who have been deleted. I had shown the message from YouTube. We were specifically targeted for that, and our content was also deleted for that very reason. So hope that explains it. This is not the show for tonight, but I know maybe some of you have missed some of those announcements. In the meantime, of course, you can find her here and just look at the top of the subject line there to find her new website where she's producing all of her new content there as best she can. Also, given the fact that we live in this world of crazy censorship. So a big thank you to everyone for understanding that and helping us along here, try to continue the show as best we can. So Sophie, let's go back to you here a second here. If we could pull some cards and maybe get a little bit more detail as to what this chaos is going to look like, how that's going to manifest, and specifically what the audience maybe needs to know here to better navigate this. So there's the part of being organized, so to have all your ducks in a row, so to speak, before that hits. But once that hits, what do they need to know also?
Yep. Okay. This deck. Okay. There's a need of food. There's a need of food. There's a need of stacking food. Okay, so this is the first thing. It's not the first time that we hear it. We do have the 7 of Pentacles, and this is a reevaluation of the need that the things that we will need in the future. This reevaluation in this particular deck is with a tree. That tells me nature. That tells me that food will be one thing if you don't have a garden, or if you live in a place that we have winter, like Canada. We don't have gardens that will grow things in winter for the next few months. There's a need of having food prepared. There's also a big need of grieving right now, and it's not just for us, different kind of grieving. The grief here is referring to everything that we love here that will be when we enter that more difficult phase that is to come, probably in the fall. So I don't see right this minute, but probably in the fall season, there is a lot of things that we will grieve. There is a lot of things that will not be accessible or change the way that they used to be. Not to say that they will not be better in the end, but we need to really right now think logically about what do I need to do to prepare. And I think the big part of it will be to have fun and try to adjust to those change, try to plan for those change. And as I'm saying that, yes, there is this big need of food, of logistic with the living situation, with the social situation, but there's also the need of entertainment and pleasure in life. So maybe plan to have some painting brushes if you like that, or some entertainment cards or game at home. If things are really going into chaos as they seem to be going in the fall, we need to prepare in a sense that our moral or our mind doesn't go crazy, that we are having fun.
Right. Okay, that's very good. Julie, let me have you chime in also. You and I were talking about, we got quite a few emails last week. Penny Kelly put out her last look-see, and a lot of people contacted us to have a read on that. And one of the big things she had in there too, what she was picking up was food. Could be one of the biggest concern here in the immediate future for many different reasons, both orchestrated on one side and perhaps because of weather, which might also be orchestrated, but at any rate, I digress. So how do you see this food situation coming in to bear here, and what can we share with the audience members from your point of view?
Well, food in astrology is connected to the sign of Taurus. And well, right now, until the end of the year, and even at the very beginning of 2023, we have Uranus in the sign of Taurus, which means sudden changes, like a type of tower moment type of energy. So Uranus is all about a total transformation of the food supply, basically. So also everything that has to do with agriculture, laboratory grown food, also, so all of our ways to grow food are going to have to change, and also everything that we've been doing to supply the whole world with food is going to change. And as we're having Uranus in the sign of Taurus, we also have the North Node, which kind of points what is going to inflate as of prices. So Taurus, again, food. So we know that this is going to become harder and harder to have some different kind of foods, but also the prices generally of food is going to increase. So yeah, I agree that having some stash of food is going to help everybody. So I feel like right now until the end of the year is going to be a major transformation. I think for the better. I think all of our systems are going to transform to have more locally grown food, is going to feel healthier. It's probably going to be like more nutrients, more vitamins out of the food because it's going to be grown more locally, I think, in the end. So I feel like the transformation is going to feel a lot better. But as we're in this type of transformation, I feel like the prices are going to be very high until the end of the year.
We'll get back to the prices here in a second, but what Penny Kelly was saying also that ultimately this would be a good thing because it would force us, as Sophie was just talking about here, to find new ways of doing things. Like the old ways don't work anymore. So that is also the silver lining, perhaps, in all of this. Now, you talked about food prices, and prices in general here are going wonky already. Somebody in the chat is asking, what about silver? Okay, how does silver align to all of these energies as well, Julie? We had some previous alignments on the Astro Woo channel where we talked about specific astrological bodies and what that would do to our valuation and our value that we place towards gold and silver. How close are we to those alignments now, and what do you see changing here very soon for silver?
Okay, so silver in astrology, well, the moon is related to silver, and the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. So while we have Uranus transiting the sign of Taurus with the North Node, again, it's going to tell us that silver is going to gain value because the North Node is in Taurus until the end of the year, beginning of 2023. So, but at the same time, as we have the North Node, which is gaining value in the sign of Taurus, we have the square between Saturn and Uranus that's going to come almost exact during the fall. So basically, that's the centralization power versus the decentralization power. And Uranus, decentralization energy, is in the sign of Taurus, which is silver. So it's benefiting the value of silver, but at the same time, we're having this kind of battle between these two powers, trying to, let's say, I'm not getting the word I want to say.
Control or overtake the opposition.
Yeah, delay. I was gonna say, sorry. Yeah. Delay the announcement of what the real value of silver is. So I think the silver already gained value and is going to gain value if you want to base it on a really neutral kind of value, which is not the petrodollar.
Right.
But because we have this battle at the same time, I think they want to try to pull on the timeline as much as they can before we have this announcement of the new value of silver. So this is going to be a tough one to predict when the new value of silver is going to be out because of this big battle between centralization and decentralization. It's going to come at its peak during fall. So
that's okay. You just said the fall here. I'm going to mention something, but first, Deb, thank you so much. He says I have a membership to TBJ and also to BeyondMystic, worth every cent. I really appreciate that. It's all of your support that enables us to continue doing what we're doing here, given the difficult situations that we're in. So a big thank you to Deb and each and every one of you who support us in that way. But going back to that prediction from the fall, last night in this show here, the first one you see on the left, we did talk about that silver situation. And what was interesting was there was an old WebBot data report that suggested that at some period at Christmas, suddenly everybody around the table at Christmas would have this resonating conversation basically around the world. And it went something like this: you remember that crazy guy down the street who bought all that silver that everybody thought was crazy? Well, he ain't that crazy anymore. He's a multimillionaire, or words to that effect, right? And so when I mentioned that to our friend, she pulled some cards and says, well, actually, it needs to occur before that for us to be having those big conversations en masse at Christmas. So she's pulling October for that one. So anyways, we'll see.
Well,
Is this
that
the
would
year?
make sense to the eclipses, because the first eclipses is going to be October.
Right.
And the financial axis. So we're going to have 2 eclipses. So I feel like, yeah, this is a good guess.
Okay. Sophie, do you want to add to that? Guessing about the silver? What's it going to do? When is it going to do it? Go ahead.
The last time we pulled card on silver and it was crazy. So let's just see where it's at right now.
Yeah. And while you do that, I want to bring the attention to the audience members. Yes, we finally launched the third BeyondMystic silver bar, as you can see here in the middle of the stack. It is the ancient galactic symbol for universal love. The triune energy, of course, will help you focus that energy in your crystal grids, your manifestations, your meditations. So really a great complement to the first 2 BeyondMystic bars. You can find those at beyondmystic.net/silver bar. And there's also a discount for all of you amazing Insider Access Pass members who support us. So just log into your account there to see your specific discount. But on top of that, the price have been reduced here also for the general public. Andy at Miles Franklin, we're working really hard in the last couple of months to reduce the cost here. This was a brand new endeavor for them, a brand new machine, millions of dollars of equipment, but they're transferring those cost savings to you also here in this new price. So please do go check it out. Now, Sophie, what's going on with silver?
New direction, new value. Everything is already there that we need to have this new value, just like Julie was saying. But we do have the public enemy, and we have to get free of them. So that's exactly what Saturn is. It is exactly the centralization that she was talking about. So we have to get free from that. So we're getting the new direction, and the card of the Fool is basically the same energy. We're detaching. If you look at the color of that card, this is the Fall. So for me, I would have to say Fall too.
Wow. It feels right when you're looking at everything else. If you're looking at Jim Sinclair at jsmindset.com, Bill Holter was just on Greg Hunter. They're talking about the fact that the people in charge have already pulled the plug here. So we're in that demolition now of the old system. Now they want to introduce through that chaos a new system to further have control. I'll just say that way here for this show. And at the same time, there's the forces of all the Aquarians out here who are fighting for decentralization. So that's the clash that's going to be, but it's happening right now, and it's going to just accelerate here as we move forward. Julie, now we started with the Virgo season. We had 2 other slides here for tonight. Do you want to talk about which one? The first one, the 22nd to the 24th?
Yeah. And I just wanted to, thank you. Yeah. And I just wanted to add before, in connection of what we just talked about, Virgo is a mutable sign. So it means that it is a sign that's very good at adapting to changes. So I feel like that's the biggest strength that people that have strong Virgo in their chart are able to manifest. And I feel like we're all being asked right now to really adapt as best as we can to change, because it's only the beginning. We're going to have to face a lot of changes, and it's like the universe is asking us not to hold too tightly to what we know, to what we feel secure with. So Virgo is really good at adapting. All mutable signs are. So it's really like the main energy of the month. If you can remember one thing, is adapt as best as you can.
And we're seeing countries adapt right now. We can't get into the theater of war and what's happening there, but like in Zimbabwe, they just introduced a gold coin into their currency. So this is not a gold back currency. It's an actual gold currency, and it's happening now at the same time as everything else is falling apart. So if you don't even need to read the tea leaves at this point. You just need to follow through what's already in place and how that continues to chase out bad money. So we're in that system now. So hold on to your socks, folks, and don't hold on too much to the old, because we're getting into the new here very quickly. Okay, Julie, August 24 to 22nd to 24 here, the Sun in Virgo and Uranus conjunction. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so first of all, we talked briefly about it, but we are entering the Virgo season right now as of yesterday officially. So it lasts a month, Virgo season, and it's all about health and work responsibilities. So health is going to be a main theme coming in the collective energy. And also we, as I said before, the sun is squaring Mars right at the beginning of Virgo season. So right now. So we can see maybe a new health crisis operation happening. And also because we've got currently Mercury opposing Neptune, it talks about misinformation. So the mainstream media really pumping a new health crisis. So that's very likely to happen. I don't even know what's going on in mainstream media. I'm not really watching those type of medias right now, but I feel like it's very probable. So yeah, be really careful about all the lies, all the fake news, because there is going to be a lot because of that opposition. I feel like also medical personnel in general might be really into the spotlight during Virgo season. So maybe they're going to try to out some information or get the truth out in their way, maybe on their social media, because as I said, Virgo is all about health, and I feel like this is going to be very, very important during the month.
Let me just make a pause there. Also, we have a few friends who are nurses, and right now here in Ontario, the province where I live, a lot of the ERs are closing down for nights in a row here for lack of staff. And when we ask these medical personnel why there's lack of staff, they're all saying the same thing. They're quitting. They don't want to be part of the system anymore. So at one point, did they go from self-preservation to now also starting to talk about it? This might be what you're seeing here in the astrology. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, makes sense, because I wrote this maybe like a month or two before. So I wrote trying to get the truth out, but there are censors. So so I feel like they're not going to be able to censor them all for forever, because they have things to say and the truth's going to come out eventually.
Right.
And we got to watch out collectively for all autoimmune conditions, because Neptune is going to be very prevalent during the next month. Everything that has to do with Neptune also, so depression, escapism, also severe reactions to, I'm not going to mention this word here. And also watch out for your nervous system, because of all those changes and also everything that has to do with your health, it's going to be very much solicited. So really watch out, try to relax as much as you can. And we're also having Uranus turning retrograde as of August 24th. So Uranus is all about changes in the collective and also in our personal lives. So when Uranus goes retrograde, it talks about internalizing those changes. So implementing all of the changes that just happened. So really trying to pause and really integrate all of those changes and try to have a more healthy routine, as I said before. So there might be also new restrictions regarding social media and internet because of Uranus, which is the planet connected to internet and also social media. And also it's connected to electricity. So we might see some things happening with those, with the power that we're trying to control.
It's already happening in Europe for the electricity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So and I didn't know at that time if C11 was going to pass in Canada, but I wrote we might see some updates regarding this law project.
Well, last I checked last week, it was in second reading at the Senate level. So we're inching closer and closer to a decision there. And they're making changes also to the bureaucracy to accommodate this new mandate if and when it should pass. So we'll stay tuned on that one. Julie, you mentioned the nervous system and how we are going to be overtaxed here. So we have a very special guest for you guys later on here in the show tonight. The amazing May Levy is coming back. Of course, she has the 5th edition here of the Health and Vitality Light Language Activation coming up this Saturday, August 27 at 5:55 Pacific Standard Time. You can find that at Deep Intuitive Healing. but she'll be here in a few minutes from now, and we're going to be doing a mini activation for you guys as it pertains here to grounding and making sure your nervous system here is set and ready to deal with some of these upcoming changes that are coming up. All this, again, in the light of your health and vitality. So we're looking forward to May Levy. She'll be joining us here in just a few moments from now. Sophie, can you add?
I just add something? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just saw on the Maze poster that it was at 555, and also it's the part 5. And 5 in numerology is relating to change. So it's like adapting to change. So
very good. And you and I were talking about 555 earlier today. So that's interesting as well. Okay. So stay tuned for that, guys. Coming very soon here tonight on the show, May Levy is going to be joining us for one of her amazing live activations with us. Sophie, I wanted to come back with you in this slide here for the 22nd. Let me bring it back on the screen here. Also, how do you see the escapism part? Like Sarah and I are seeing that right now in a lot of people already. You can tell they're either abusing maybe alcohol a little bit more, the drugs a little bit more, whatever it is that they do to try not to deal and to avoid some of the things that they're seeing right now. A lot of people are waking up also, and they're realizing that perhaps they've been lied to. So they're either being angry and wanting to find out maybe what other areas of their lives they've been lied to, or they're taking this other route here of the depression and maybe the escapism. Can you pull some cards here on how to maybe empower some of those people to stay on course here? Because this is the crux of the matter in terms of enlightenment, getting into self-mastery. You need to go through these hard truths sometimes. So what can the cards pull there to help the audience members with that?
Yeah, so I'm going to pull cards on what to do to try to have less negative effect for sure. But this full moon, or this new moon, sorry, in Virgo, it feels like mental health by a lot. And the grieving that I saw in the cards, it's really talking to what you just said. People are in their coping mechanisms. People are expecting, when they're unawakened, they're expecting that the change that we are seeing right now are not going to stay. So they are going to escape, and they're not ready to face the changes. Right. But people who are awakened see those changes, and this is why right now they are called to adapt and prepare. And it's a big process. This is a lot for a nervous system. This is a lot for mental health. So that's why the entertainment that we may overlook, it's really important for us in the next step. So let me just pull a card on what to do also. Okay.
Yeah, don't be feeling guilty, maybe also of taking care of yourself, having your spa day, making sure that you feel good also. There's a lot here of reason to take care of yourself at every level here, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. Beautiful comment from you. She says, thank you for all you do, everyone. And while you're pulling cards, Sophie, too, I wanted to bring this one up. Jeff said he bought some more BeyondMystic silver bars. I already talked to Miles Franklin. They're shipping already. Yes, those guys are really fast. They're on the ball. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Kimberly B. also buying her second order of BeyondMystic bars. And Hankowitz just ordered his bars here as well today. Congratulations, everybody. I'm happy for you guys. And, of course, I'm going to wait for you guys to get all of your pre-orders in before I get mine. I finally got mine from the first order just a couple of weeks ago. I had waited for all you guys to get your orders first. So congratulations, everybody. I'm really proud of you guys. Okay, Sophie, back to you.
Yes, good. So the card seems to indicate what not to do for some reason.
Okay.
I have those 3 cards. So the first card, it's for me, don't try to convince yourself that what you're seeing is not true. Don't try to convince yourself of those things will pass. Really see what is there for you and in front of you for what it is. So I'm not talking about the news. I'm not talking about that, but everything else that you feel in your guts, everything else that you know that is true for you, for your reality, really take that into consideration. It's not going to, if you feel something in your gut, listen to it. We do have taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So now would be the time. Do not push it. Do not delay it. As Julie was saying, right now it's the time to take care of what is in your priority list. It's the time to do it. You may feel tired, but it's going to go after this. The nervous system will really relax when it's done. This is interesting. because I'm seeing this card a lot of way in a negative sense, but this is in a good sense right now. It's protecting your energy. It's protecting your energy field, and this is protecting also your thought. So you need to really pay attention to what is going on inside of you and what is going on in your mind. So what is it that you're thinking about? What is it that you are exposed to in your energy field? If you need to have extra protection, this is a time to plan to get some. And this is a time to really pay attention. How do I feel when I'm in this environment? How do I feel when I'm with this person, and adjust to that? It's the time to really go in and feel it.
Wow, very good advice. Julie, do you want to add on that as well?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Like I saw some people in the comments say that they already struggle with stress levels or their nervous system is already overtaxed. But I feel like we have to each take accountability of like protecting our own energy, as you said, Sophie. So I feel like for example, for me, if I feel like I'm tired, then I have to say no to some friends that I want to do some activities in the city. So because I know I'm going to be overwhelmed. So everybody, I feel like, has to take accountability for their own energy and protect it as much as they can.
I'm gonna channel some May Levy here. Time she was on my show, she explained to the audience the no, well, that is absolutely in the waiting room now. She'll be up in the next segment here just in a couple of minutes. But first, Sophie, for people who maybe want a little bit more help here dealing with all of these energies and dealing with what's around the bend, what does your schedule look like? You were saying here in the pre-interview, you've added some priority slots as well, because I think a lot of people are needing maybe more urgent consultation now, generally speaking, because of all of these quick and rapid changes. What's going on with your schedule right now?
Yeah, so for the full hour, it's now going into the middle of October or maybe the end of October. So I receive a lot of requests in the emails to get priority open up because I don't have a lot recently. So I open some just for next week and the end of this week. I know it's going to go fast, but at least if you have a priority, if you have an emergency, you really feel that you don't want to wait, you will have this option.
Okay, very good. Let me just bring the link back down at maisonjupiter.com, and there you're looking for the consultation tab. But Julie, is the coupon code working for this also for the priorities? It's the same as the 1 hour show? Yes?
BeyondMystic for both either 1 hour or 30-minute priority booking. It's BeyondMystic in one word.
Okay, very good. And speaking of coupon codes, also, the beautiful Elena at Maison Jupiter has also provided something new for the candles. And I hear that Carla is also putting something together here for the Divine Masculine series. Can you explain that to the audience members here? What are they looking for?
Yeah, so Elena and Carla work together to create this promotion. So it's only until September 4th, so limited time only. So 15% off all crystal candles from MaisonJupiter.com, and also 15% off all Divine Masculine pyramids that Carla just created. So there's 4 of them. They're amazingly beautiful. I personally purchased the Sean one, which is the one on the picture, and I really love it. The energy is amazing. So it's like a really cool promotion for 15% off, and we really rarely give 15%. Usually it's only 10. So I think that's a really cool promotion for the end of summer.
Awesome. And just in time also to focus your energy and to meditate and to ground yourselves here. What better way to have a beautiful extra pyramid around the house? And of course, those amazing candles infused with crystals here from Elena. So you can find a pyramids here at ascensionorganites.com. Again, coupon code is Divine Masculine for these particular 4 pyramids on the Divine Masculine series. And you can also find, of course, the candles here at maisonjupiter.com, and there you're looking for the candles section. Now, speaking of meditating and grounding and taking care of your nervous system in every way possible, with us back on the show tonight, I'm very excited to have her back on. Of course, you can find her work at deepintuitivehealing.com. It is the wonderful, beautiful, and amazingly talented May Levy. May Levy, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see everyone. How's everybody doing?
Doing well. We're dealing with the energy.
I've been listening to everything that everyone's saying, and it's just it's so synced with everything that I'm doing, and we're all on the same page. And it actually gives me a lot of like affirmation that we're all on the same path.
It was funny because in our preparation show tonight, I had told Sophie and Julie that I was going to have you on and that we would do an activation. And I asked them, what do you guys feel like doing? She says, oh, we really need to do something about the nervous system and for grounding for the audience. And as I was asking you, May, you were also saying the exact same thing. Thank you, Ocean Odell. He says he loves the candle and the pyramid. Sophie, let me remove that little Merkaba there.
It's okay.
You're going like, oh, I can't see you. There you are. There you go. Okay. May, first of all, before we do an activation for this audience here tonight, we'll set the intentions for that in just a moment here. Folks, maybe now's the time to get your water, maybe your crystals and your beautiful silver bar in this mini activation here tonight. But talk about what's coming up here this Saturday. We just promoted a little bit earlier in the show. This, of course, is part 5 of the Health and Vitality Light Language Activation. First of all, explain that, what you're doing, what the Light Language Activation looks like here for the people who haven't heard this before, and explain to them why we're at this part 5 here for the weekend.
So I've been focusing, I created a healing modality. It's kind of created on its own with the work that I've been doing. It's a combination of light language. That light language removes energy and has the ability to clear energy from our organs, from our body, from our psyche, and using also the tools of theta healing, which works on our limiting beliefs and our subconscious mind. So removing energy from our organs, which are emotions that are unprocessed emotions that typically are stored in our organs and then create diseases. So we're going to be removing those energy, those lower vibrational emotions, and then replacing it with light, with love, and new programs, new downloads from theta healing in our subconscious to bring full healing into our body and our system. And it works on so many levels. It's very deep work. I do recommend to do, it is part 5. So there means that there were 4 parts before this part 5. And it did build up to this activation that is for grief and apathy. And I know a lot of us are grieving loved ones. We're grieving our old self. We're changing. Things are changing in the collective. And there's a lot of grief in the collective and apathy, which is a result. It's kind of like an emotion, a numbness that comes with the grief. So we're going to also be working on apathy and the grief.
May, can you also quickly, I'll see if I can find that old slide, but in one of our last shows, you talked about this bandwidth of different frequencies here and how...
I just emailed it to you. If you checked your email, I sent it to you. There's like a vibration scale. That's what you're speaking of?
Yes, you're reading my mind. Okay, so let me find that. Let's start. If you want to explain that to the audience as well, while I look for it. There you go.
Yeah, so we operate on different vibrations. There's just a scale of vibrations that our nervous system operates, our consciousness operates on. If you can show it, it also has different colors to kind of see where our emotions. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Maybe you can zoom into it. So the lowest one is shame and guilt. We did that in our last activation. And then we're doing grief and apathy. And we've been working also on anger, on rejection, resentment, regret, and revenge, and all these different lower vibrational emotions, working a lot on forgiveness, forgiving people that we are holding those emotions to. And yeah, this one is going to be very gentle, the grief and apathy is such a sensitive subject, right? It's connected to our loved one, connected to people that we have lost, maybe relationships, maybe grieving, ex-lovers, maybe grieving our old selves. I know I'm grieving my old self. I'm always evolving and shedding more layers of myself as I'm ascending to a higher vibration. And that takes a lot of energy and a lot of sitting and feeling and processing and moving forward. So I could say that the downloads that come after, so after I do the clearing work, I do a series of downloads. What is a download? A download is a new program. So if our subconscious is like a hard drive, we're removing limiting beliefs, and then we're putting a new belief that serves our highest into our subconscious and reprogramming our mind and our cells in our body to feel and think and be in a higher frequency. And I definitely have been hearing from a lot of people that they do feel the difference in the way they feel, they think. Certain things happen in life, they don't stop happening, but it's how I respond and react to them that shifts. And so I've been hearing a lot of that feedback. Yeah.
And the feedback from your latest activations here, people keep sending me emails when you do these mini activations activations. Folks, if you've been in one of those activations so far and you love May Levy, let us know in the chat and let everybody else know how you felt of these amazing light language activations. Of course, the next one coming up this Saturday at deepintuitivehealing.com. So May, let's set this up here for tonight. The theme, of course, was the Virgo season here, and a lot of the tax that is going to be on our nervous system here. We need to get things in order so that we can deal with perhaps a lot of those tower card moments coming up. How do you want to set the intentions for this particular mini activation? And do I have also a visual for tonight? Do you want me to grab something from Light Scribe Art? How do you want me to proceed there?
Sure. Go into my Instagram. I keep forgetting about this part. Go into my Instagram. Let's see what I have up there. Go down. And those are some tattoo new. You know what? You see that lotus? That lotus is actually go up. It's the last one before all those tattoos. Down.
Am I going in the right direction?
No.
Is that down or up? Okay.
The top. Go to the top of my page. There's a lotus. Yeah, and the lotus talks about all the chakras and the balancing of the chakras.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah,
this
so
one
I
here?
think that's actually a really good one. Yeah. And I also want to say that the lotus represents nature, and nature is a great ally to actually ground our body in our electromagnetic field. So let this represent our connection to nature. And really, if you guys have a hard time regulating your nervous system, you're feeling all the changes, go hug a tree, go lie down on the earth and really like feel the negative ions from the earth and from nature that is just free and available to us all.
Right.
Okay.
That's very good advice. Ben Thompson, yes, I do have a storm here tonight. I'm seeing my internet connection lowering, so you might hear me cut in and out a little bit here. I'm doing my best. And of course, I'm just going to give the microphone here to May for this quick activations here. So hopefully that works well. Charlene is saying, hey, I love May Levy. The activation have been very empowering. On that note, I know that Julie and both Sophie were so grateful for the activation you did for their father. They did say that on another show. I'm not sure if you've heard that from them. Sophie, Julie, why don't you start now? Let May know how much that really impacted you and your family.
Oh yeah, thank you, May. We were really touched by the activation. I cried a lot, but it was good tears. So thank you so much.
It was really powerful, and we didn't catch the live. That was crazy because we didn't catch the live, and the morning after, we both have the first night that we slept for the first time really well, and we were like, what is going on? And we watched the show on our own because a lot of emotion was resurfacing from that, and each of us had different experience from that. But we were truly touched that you did that. So thank you so much.
Okay, very good. Okay, I'm gonna cry. So thank you, everyone.
I would love to invite you to this grief and apathy. Just come to the activation. I think it would be just right on time for you ladies, and it would be really helpful.
I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Okay.
For sure. Okay, very good. There's a lot of love in the chat. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing the love here for May and my amazing two co-hosts this evening. You guys are absolutely amazing. Okay, May, let's set the intention. We have about 5 minutes here to do this quick activation tonight to try to center everyone and to help them here deal with their nervous system and anchoring themselves here for the big changes that are to come. How do you want to verbalize that? And then let's get right into the activation, and I'll bring up your visualization with that as well.
Okay, just letting you know I have new codes coming through. They might come through. They're very interesting. Just letting you guys know, and I'll tap in and see what wants to come through. It's an activation for grounding and balancing our electromagnetic field. So I'm just gonna kind of put that as an intention. If you have a moment, drink water. It helps anchor the sounds and the vibration into the body, and let's get into it. Okay.
All right.
So, JC, just give me that 1 minute shout out when my time is done. Okay.
Will do. Okay.
All right. So everybody just bring your awareness to your heart space, and you can put your hands on your heart. And let's envision that lotus flower, that visual of the lotus flower that represents all of our chakras in our heart space. And just take a deep breath into your heart, bringing that breath all the way up to your crown. Bringing that activation, this love, this light into your crown. And then relaxing your jaw and exhaling, and let your body fully relax. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to ground our body and our energy field and balance our cells and our chakras and our aura and our electromagnetic field, to bring balance and harmony to our bodies easily and effortlessly with no healing crisis. It is done. It is done. It is done. Rokaura shianasi ar akumahia rakayana hor ashi an asaya. Rohaura shianasi arashaya urakakasiana korakakasiana. Hikyarashaya. Hikyarashaya. Horrashiata kumakurakiata. Hor akurashiananasa urakiata. Hom asuat ashiat arakasi ut ashat ayana iyaya. Hot at asi ar akasi ut ushu yatra tataki at a. Hor akasi or akata suya I ar at asaya. Hor akat asaya namura akiat asaya na or akiat asaya. Hi at asaya or aki at asaya mor at it asaya or akasi rokiat asaya na I ar asaya or ashi or aki at a. Turashiata korakiana sayana kurashiata suyana kaya hurashiata korakiata miar ashiata koya iar a. Rikiat asaya ur akiat asaya miat asaya ur akiat asaya na iar ashiat a. Hot ashiat asaya ut ashiat asaya miar asaya. Hur akur ashi roka ur ashiat asaya ur akian a. Morakiat ashian asaya ur akiat a. Mur ashian a. yana. Rokiata shomakiara saya. Mihiara kayana ashi at arasaya akiata mura ashi at asaya mura aki at aya. Mihiara kayana ashi an asaya rakiata kurakiata shi asiana. Hiara kayana rakasurashi kumakiana nasiata ratataki ushuyata. Mihiara kayana rokosurashiana. Rokosurakiata tashi Korakatummarkasiana shaya ura. Rikiata takayana urkusuya tratatakiara shaya. Rokaurakakasiana kurakakasiana. Morakukuya tratatakiana. Yarashiana sorokowa Rika ur oshuma ai sur ai I ur ukuya tratatakiana. Ur ushuya tratataki asaya ur okuma I Riki at asayana ur ukuya tratatashi asi an amur ukuyata. Rukuya tratataki ashikum asurokuma. Rikuma yar asaya ur ushuya tratataki akuma. Rokaura kiata kur ukumasi at arshai urku. Rika urkusuya tratataki ur ukayataki ashi at Roka ur ukuya tratataki an asurkuaya na nashia tatakaya na kur ushuyana. Risian ashai ar uyana sur ashi an
1 minute remain.
Just slowly bringing your awareness and your energy back into your heart. You can bring your hands in prayer to your heart in gratitude to yourself and gratitude to Creator and to the guides that work directly through me to assist you on your healing journey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, May. That was absolutely amazing. Folks, in the live chat, I'm curious to see, especially if you've seen many of these activations before, how, as May is describing now, she's getting more and more downloads and more bandwidth to these activations. So I'm curious to see what you're feeling energy-wise, palpitation-wise, if you're hearing things, feeling things, seeing things in your third eye. Please share it with us in the live chat. I know for myself, there was a lot there to unpack. May, again, you cease to amaze me every time you're back on the show. But I wanted to ask Sophie also to pull some cards here. The last time May was on with our friend Janine pulled some cards on the absolute tremendous power that is behind May Levy and her work here. And I know it hasn't been easy for May also. It's a big learning curve for her. It's very difficult for her also to share herself in this way with the audience members. But let's pull some cards to see what May needs to hear right now from Universe as she continues to give all of this energy here to our audience members. Sophie.
I don't need the cards because I saw your past life during that activation.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to wait maybe right to inside, but are you okay with that?
Yeah. Yes.
They showed me 2 of your past life and they showed me your energy in this life too. So let's start with this life because this is the last image that they showed me. You were holding on this huge pentagram that was made of amethyst. So I don't know if I said that word correctly, but it's the purple gem. Mm-hmm. And you were holding on to that as the wings were in your back. And that was this big. And so this is how you resonate when you speak, when you do your activation. You are holding on all of this supreme synchronicity with nature and all the element. And they want you to know that what you are saying and sharing is really powerful and useful for everyone. And you have more to come.
Wow. Amazing.
In those 2 past life, you were in fate. You were using your fate, and this is your strength. So never lose faith of this. Never lose sight. Sorry, fate again. Never lose sight of that because fate is a strong will that you have, and it's coming back in each life stronger and stronger. You were always there to guide people, and you were always there as a perfect connection with the source.
Wow. Merci, Sophie. Thank you so much. Julie, how about you? Do you want to share on that as well?
Wow, first of all, thank you, May. That was amazing. You're so good. I felt like there was like two, well, for me, I'll speak personally. I felt like there was two parts of the activation. The first part, I felt like you were getting us prepared for what's to come. So it's like, I felt like all those codes trying to make us even more strong for what's to come. So I felt like a huge armor trying to protect our energy, trying to prepare us for what's to come, for all the changes. And the second part I felt was very calming, like it's like these universal energies trying us to saying to us like, everything will be okay, don't worry, you're taken care of. So yeah,
there was definitely that soothing, motherly kind of frequency on the back end of that activation for sure. May, what are your thoughts?
Well, as you can see, the codes are completely brand new, and whoever has been following me and been heard me, these are new frequencies, and I've been working with them for maybe 3 weeks, and they're really new and they're hard to do, but I'm getting better at it. And yeah, it's very extraterrestrial for me. It feels like a lot of love and cosmic allies are coming through to assist us in this time. It's like increasing the vibrations, the frequency are increasing because we need it. And I even feel a little bit more dizzy when I do these newer vibrations, and the syllables are very different. Everything is just different right now as far as my activations go.
I'm going to share 2 comments here. Libby, thank you so much. Libby has been with my channel almost, oh, sorry, you guys can see me. She's been with my channel almost since day 1. So a big thank you to you, Libby, again, being here tonight. But she says, I thought I would fly at first, giddy and laughing, and then got grounded. Of course, this is what we're looking for the nervous system here. So that was wonderful. Wow, Sophie. Wow, May. And somebody else said earlier, my dog was so attentive, they came to the screen to watch you. We hear that all the time. Animals and babies, they stop whatever they're doing in the house and they come tune into the frequency. Why do you believe that is, May?
Because we're all vibrating on a certain frequency, and we all have chakras, and we all have energy, and we all have souls. And this vibration, these frequencies, they energize, they activate our soul and our vibration and our energy. And so it does something to everyone. A lot of people tell me that they sleep better after my activations. Some people tell me they didn't have sleep for years and suddenly had a great night's sleep. That's not new for me to hear that. Also dogs and pets and all kinds of that. I hear that often. So I feel like we all need healing. Also plants, also dogs, also cats and babies, we all need it.
I love it. Well, if you guys are in the mood for some healing, of course, the next one coming up is this Saturday, August 27 at 5:55 Pacific Standard Time. Now, of course, you can get your early booking here at deepintuitivehealing.com is May's website. The links are going to be in the description box below. Also at the pin top comment section here as soon as we finish our live. But May, explain here for the audience members who haven't done that, you have a sliding donation scale for these activations so people can support you in this way. Explain how that works for the people who might not know.
Well, we're continuing to do the sliding scale because I'm getting so much love and so much appreciation for this way of payment. It gives people the opportunity to pay between $22 and $222, and it gives them, a place, the freedom to pay whatever feels good. And I get so many people that say they wish they could pay more, but they pay the minimum. And it's really nice. And I feel like it gives freedom to everybody to pay what they can. And also, if you're having financial difficulties, please reach out to me. I will send you a link that you can pay $1. There should be an exchange fee, an exchange rate or an exchange of energy for energy. So that's for people that are experiencing financial difficulties. I want everybody to be in these activations. It's really important that we do this work together. The more people that are joined to these activations, a bigger grid we're making to work around the earth with our sonic grid, because you're playing my voice in every part of the earth, and we're creating a sonic grid together that actually activates our body in a more intense way, in a more powerful way, and also it helps heal the planet in a very powerful way. So
Right.
yeah.
And what we're getting now, based on our stats and the viewer comments, most people who did the first one moved into the second, the third, and the fourth one, and they're following you along here in this health and vitality section. But for people who might be listening to us for the first time here tonight, is it okay if they just try for the first time here this Saturday and they haven't done the previous 5? Will they still get value out of that if they try this Saturday for the first time, May?
Yes, they will. And I do recommend that if you can, you do part 1 first. Part 1 removes limiting beliefs. It's not any organ work. We're not clearing any organs in part 1, any energy, lower vibrational emotions in part 1. It's just limiting beliefs. Then we reprogram our limiting beliefs. So any other activation after that is associated with our health and our body works deeper. So yes, you can do part 5 alone. And I also recommend to do part 1 to enhance the work in a deeper way. Also, I want to add that I just recorded for free on my website activation called a healing crisis activation. Some people have experienced some, different symptoms because we're clearing organs, and organs are holding all kinds of energy. People do experience sometimes flu symptoms and different things, like their body is releasing lower vibration. It's a good sign because we're actually clearing it. It's a good sign that it's moving and it's working. But it also means that we need to bring in more light into the body. So on my YouTube channel, there's a free healing crisis activation that's recommended for people that are experiencing any kind of purge symptoms.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Is there a link to that directly from your website?
I sent it to you in that email with the vibration. So you can find it on my YouTube channel, which is Deep Intuitive Healing. But I also sent it to JC, and JC will put it right on the link below.
There you go. I have it here, Healing Crisis. Okay, so let me bring that link in the live chat for the audience members here as well. So you guys can go click on that live in the chat section. And again, I'll put that link also in the top pinned comments right here after the show. Okay, anything else people should bring with them this Saturday if they want to join you for this meditation here, May? Julie, Sophie, and I have another segment to do here for the 27th new moon, I believe, for the month. But before you go, any parting words for the audience members, May?
There's a few things I want to say. For crystals, bring water, print out the art activation that comes with the channeling. It's in the link when you sign up. Bring a little piece of paper of the people that with the names of the people or places or things that you want to remove grief and apathy, including yourself. One little recommendation, Spirit Science, which is another YouTube channel, released something called The Breath of Life. It's a video that I've always been talking about, this breath. And they finally released something that's really fun to watch because it's like a cartoon. So watch The Breath of Life, look for it. And that's a really good tool to ground our energy through breath work. Since we're going into this phase that we really need this grounding, that's one tool that's really fun to watch, and it will give you tools how to do that. Yeah, I think that's about it. And just be kind to yourself and love yourself and be gentle. And if you need a rest. I can't say that enough.
Very good. And Lisa says, so very, very moving, May. I concur. On that note, thank you so much, May, for joining us here tonight. Thank you for this live activation for our audience. And folks, please do go and support our friend here, May, at deepintuitivehealing.com. There you'll find the links for the next activation and also the links to her free content on YouTube for the latest video she's just pushed out for you guys as well. Thank you so much, May, for being on. I love you, and I'm completely in awe each and every time of how you increase your frequency and vibration for the audience. Absolutely amazing job. Thank you for being on. Have a great evening, May, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, May. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
All right, guys, that was amazing. Julie, we have one last slide. First of all, thank you guys for bearing with us here. There's a lot of content here in the show here tonight. There's a lot we want to share with you. The last segment we wanted to bring to your attention, of course, is this new moon in Virgo here on August 27. Now, for those of you who are following us on the Astro Woo Finance, please note that Julie, Janine, and I will be recording that this Friday afternoon. So you should be seeing that Friday evening or Saturday at the latest. This, of course, is the astrological and tarot forecast for the month of September. It's coming up now on pay-per-view. But in the meantime here, we had talked about this in the previous month, looking out into August. Remind the audience members here why this August 27 new moon is important here in Virgo. Julie.
I think this one is going to focus on our health. So either our personal health or the health of the people around us, our close ones. Sorry about the noise again. So Virgo and Sophie and I kind of noticed that we tend to have maybe more the body, let's say health issues or minor health issues around new moons. So really be careful and try to listen to your body as much as you can if you need to rest a little bit more, because a new moon usually is the time where you start something, you start a new cycle, you start a new phase. And this one in Virgo is going to ask of you a lot of responsibilities, a lot of energy. Probably you're going to have a lot of work to do, chores to do. So really try to take care of your body, try to implement healthy routines. So it's a perfect time to start implementing, let's say, drinking more water, sleeping more, meditating more. Anything that has to do also with breath work, meditating, doing the activation that Levi was talking about, that would be amazing for this new moon. And because the new moon is at 4 degrees and it's exactly square Mars and Gemini at 4 degrees also, this is going to feel really tense in the energy. I feel like a lot of people are going to feel very reactive. Also, we're going to feel very quick to say things that we might regret, because Gemini is the sign of communication. So really be careful about how you use your throat chakra, the things you say to people. So really try to not be too what's the word? I'm losing my words tonight.
Julie, can we channel this energy into new sport routine?
Yeah, definitely, because Mars is a very active planet. But I would do something not too intense, because Virgo is all about stress and anxiety. So you don't want to encourage that type of energy. So try to do something that is active, but that's not going to be taxing your nervous system. So I would do like walking, something. Yoga is going to feel really good also, because it's integrating your breath work. So anything that's going to be active but also relaxing your nervous system is going to be great. So moon exactly squares Mars, as I said. So we might see in the world also more health restrictions. So that's the sad part. But as Sophie said earlier, I think we're going to be asked to focus more on our personal happiness, what we do outside the system. So focus on finding small pleasures in life, taking care of your body, taking accountability for your energy. So I feel this is going to be the keywords for this new moon.
Okay, very good. I just want to bring up a few comments here. Nada saying, wow, my anxiety released big time. I know, every time there's a different frequency here when May's on the show. So really try it. If you haven't already tried it, please join her on Saturday for this latest light language activation in the Health and Vitality series. And somebody else said, yeah, me too. I'm feeling better. Yeah, isn't that all the point here? Trying to calm down all of these crazy, frantic energies around us. Of course, I just hit my microphone as I said that. Crazy and frantic, of course. Sophie, do you want to? I had a question or two that came earlier. Somebody was asking for the PayPal tip jar. So I do have a question there. Maybe we can take one or two there. I'll try to grab one or two from the Discord chat. And somebody was also asking, I just saw it here, if you guys can recommend a book for meditating. I believe, Julie, you already answered that on the show before. Do you remember? Was it you, maybe? Or do you guys have any recommendation on that?
No, but I just wanted to say to that what May Levy's doing with her activations is actually meditating. So this is a type of meditation. So I feel this doing guided meditation to start learning how to meditate by yourself is a great start.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any trouble, let's say your level of energy is really high and you struggle with doing nothing, meditating. Also doing yoga is a form of meditation. It's an active form of meditation. So there's many forms of meditation, but I feel guided activation like Milavi would be a great start to learn how to meditate by yourself.
Right, and start focusing that energy. Very good. Mastering self-love. Yes, feeling more grounded. There you go. That was the point. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let's start with Sophie. I believe Guy was asking in the PayPal tip jar earlier tonight. Thank you all. Would really appreciate a reading on Western Australia from Sophie. Okay. So he's isolated here in Perth, he says. So he wants to know, generally speaking, about Western Australia. What do the cards have you add to the information here for Guy?
Okay.
Yeah.
A very interesting card. So let me just get the second row. Okay, the focus of that place is switching. I don't think it's just localized to that place, but I took those cards for that place. We do have a purging here. So whenever I have those cards together, it's really about what we are in since 2020. So this is the purging of it. So when I have those cards, it's switching the focus, the value from that place to money. So there is a switch of the attention that is going to be, and I think it's okay. I think we're there now. I think it's we can tackle that. It's a switch from what we are in from the last years, slowly turning into the money system. And it's going to happen more and more with the Taurus energy from that Virgo season that we were talking about. So there is a switch with that is going to be taking a lot of resources, time, and energy.
Wow, that's fascinating. Jenny B says, Sophie has the coolest cards. I know, right? We get those comments all the time. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate that. Jen M in the Discord chat. Okay, tough question here. So we'll do two parts here. There's a part, at least with the astrology. Julie, she says she's Leo sun and Sagittarius rising. So if you want to adjust your charts there to bring Jen up there. I'll start with you, Sophie. She's asking, I'm feeling overwhelmed, Sophie, by all the deaths. I'll just say the deaths around her family. And she wants to know what she can do to help herself and also her family. So, of course, there's a lot of deaths happening for the reasons we can't talk about here. But she's overwhelmed with this right now too, and she's wondering what the cards can pull here to help her on that, and then we'll look at the astrology specifically to her also with Julie. So go ahead, Sophie.
Okay. I love your cards. So first of all, it says invest in what is really making you feel happy. It may sound like you don't want to do it right now because sometimes we want to honor this feeling of grief, but you really need to invest right now in your own energy, your own fun, whatever is bringing you peace. And Elvis seems to think that everything is all right with that card. That's all right, mama. It says that it's in your destiny to go through that. We have the card of success that goes with it. And the card of success goes with this card that says success on it. So it's just a matter of time until the energy is switching. To get there, the only thing that you have to do is really put your money, your time into bringing everything that makes you feel happy. It could be travel, just saying, could be travel.
Okay, very good. Julie, what do you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's funny because I was looking at the new moon that we're going to have Saturday for her. She's a Sagittarius rising. So the new moon falls in her 10th house. So it's like the universe is kind of saying, we don't want you to put your energy on what's leaving your life. You need to focus on your career, first of all, and on your relationships. So Virgo season for you, the sun will be transiting your 10th house, which is the house of career. So for the next month, the universe is pushing you towards more success, as you said, Sophie. So success, your work projects, putting yourself out there in the limelight. So, and also the North Node is in your 6th house. So it's the universe is pushing you to work really hard on your personal projects. So I feel like you're going to be very busy and your energy is needed elsewhere in your personal life.
Wow. Okay. I almost burst into song when Sophie says, "That's all right, Mom." I love Elvis.
Go ahead.
I almost sang it. Of course, I saw that latest Elvis movie just a while back, and it did strike me. And I went a couple of weeks ago. Sarah and I went to this show. I think there was Buddy Holly. There's a couple of artists, and Elvis was one of them again. So I just saw another Elvis, a Quebecois. I forget what his name was. Anyways, he was pretty good. He had the voice. He didn't have the machismo parts, but the dude had a really good voice. He was really, really cool. Anyways, he did That's All Right, Mama, and he did it really well. Hey, I've got a few people in the chat mentioning a shout out here to our friend Ben Thompson, also a subscriber of mine since almost day one. Go check him out. He's Inspired Action also here on YouTube, and he's taking up the mantle of bringing up the frequency here on the planet. So do go check him out. I'll bring the links here down in the chat as well. We have a few minutes left in the show, guys. Where do you want to go? Sophie, Judy, do you want to take more questions? Is there something I forgot? Is there something else that just popped up through the conversations tonight that you think is important for the audience to know? Let me start with you while you're on the screen there, Sophie.
We can take another question. I don't mind.
Okay. Judy, while I look for questions, is there anything else you wanted to share?
Well, I just picked some cards for general guidance. So maybe we could do the question before. Oh, you want me to go ahead with the general guidance?
Let me see how quick I can find the question. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read through it's scrolling really fast in my Discord chat. So let's do the general guidance first, Julie, and I'll try to find another question for both of you.
Okay, so I was shuffling and 2 cards fell. So those are 2 messages that we need to hear. So first of all, you're not going to be surprised. Water your garden. So it's basically what we just spoke about for the last hour. So it says nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So while we feel like we need to be really, really busy, we might have to be really, really busy with all responsibilities and things to organize in our personal lives. The universe is asking us to really take care of our bodies and to really honor our physical vessels. So be really gentle with yourself during Virgo season, because we're going to be very taxed with all the energies and all the changes and all the nervousness around us. And the second card I have is Messenger, and it says serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So interesting. Messenger makes me think that we're going to have messages from our ET or galactic families and helping us through sending vibrations and helping us with restoring the balance in the energetic field.
Right. Also, it's Virgo is ruled by Gemini, and this is the god of the message. So it's also watching your thought process, watching also what kind of words you receive from others and how you react to it, just to go back to that card that we had last time, and also what you put out as a conversation with others around you, and speak your truth and really feel what you have to feel in that season.
Yeah. And last thing you said, Mercury, and it's totally true. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, and Mercury is said to be the god sending messages between the unseen and the seen world. So it's like the messenger between both worlds. And here we have the messenger card, and I feel like the veil is going to feel even thinner. I feel we're going to be able to communicate even easier with extra dimensionals, like galactics, people on the other side. So I feel like we're going to have a lot of downloads during Virgo season. And as I'm saying that, my ears are buzzing. So I feel like this is validating.
I've had some weird live downloads in the last couple of shows also. I'm like, who's screaming at me? Like, what the hell? And it just like, it ties in with everything. It's so fascinating how we're all guiding. Mastering self-love, loving the, what would you say? Loving the message here, Julie. It so resonates. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Right on, Sophia, again with the big hearts. Yes. Okay, Sophie, let's do this one for you. There's no alignment there for Julie. I'll pick another one with an alignment. But Miss Kimberly B is asking question. Can you tell me for my autistic son's benefit the fall? Can you tell me for my... Okay, so essentially she wants to know here for the highest good of her autistic son here, what she needs to know for the upcoming fall season. Is there a message there for her and her autistic son?
The card of the child. So this is the first card that we have here. Let's just see what tarot card go with it. I love it. I love your cards. Okay, so we have here that this child is very guarded. It makes sense on the autistic side of it, but we do have the star. So it makes me feel that this time you're going to be able to connect, to talk. Sometimes it's not going to be with physical body or with words. It's going to be through either intuition or dreams. And what you need to know in that season is that there is going to be a change that is needed on the physical side. So is it a change about either, it's not going to be health, I want to reassure you, but it's going to be a change in either the diet or either the place physically around him. And it's going to be shared through him with dreams, with intuition. So really be listening to those things seriously, because this child is connecting with your intuition, with your subconscious.
Wow. Esmeralda says it gives me chills. Yeah, it's giving me chills too. That's really cool. I'd like to remind the folks too, hey, if you want to get a booking with Sophie, there's a couple of new priority bookings available now. Please take them while they're available. You can do so at MaisonJupiter.com. Thank you for that, Sophie. Really good. And Miss Kimberly B, I hope that helps for your autistic son. Okay, Esmeralda says, JC, take Annette's question. Okay, so I just found it. I believe it's the right Annette, I'm hoping. It's sometimes hard to pick questions from the chat. But Annette, there's one Annette here in this core chat. She says, hi, JC and beautiful girls. My husband, I won't name the name, was born... I shouldn't give you a date over. No. Do you need a date, Julie? Do you want to add the date? Does that help for you? Or you need to know more? Yeah?
Well, not the year, just the date.
Okay, so it's January 12th.
Okay,
so January 12th. He's not happy with his work. They are treating him very badly because he was unwilling. We'll leave it at that. Please, Sophie Julie, what do the next 2 months hold for him? It's a very stressful situation. Of course, Sarah here was in that same situation here, so I know very well how difficult it is to deal with that type of situation. So, Sophie, what do the cards have to say for Annette and her husband? And Libby says, beautiful nails, Julie.
Thank you, Libby.
I love the color too. Really cool.
Okay, so it's very clear. And I don't even think that you need me for this. So it's that clear. So we do have bound. So when I have bound, I don't need to name what is on that card, okay? So we have the King of Pentacles. This is in French. The King of Pentacles is a businessman. It has to do with the money, the way that he receives the money. So we know that we are talking about what he refused to take. And this is a very good decision according to the cards. The next step is leaving. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. It's a peaceful leaving.
Sayonara, yeah.
Yeah, it's a peaceful one because the Six of Swords is peaceful, and we have the card of comfort that goes with it. We do have here that Nine of Pentacles. This person needs to start his own business, his own way. Could be a consultant, could be taking contract, but on his own. And this card of Houdini is in demand. You're going to have a lot of people trying to take a piece. So I don't see problem with the money that goes with it.
Wow. Well, that's great news. That's comforting because, yes, it is a very scary situation, and dealing with that, of course, is really, really tough. I know personally also. Julie, did you want to add to that? January 12th, the birthday here?
Yeah, I agree with Sophie, because if I put Capricorn on your ascendant, it means that the North Node falls in your 5th house, and 5th house is all about creating something new. So original creation. It's usually associated with starting your own business too. It's like the universe pushing you to start your own business out of your own original ideas and projects. And I picked some cards, also my astrological deck. I have this card, which is like a time of decision, and I have 12th house. So 12th house is all about letting go, all about finishing cycles. So I have to agree with my sister, because it's like the universe is asking you to finish up this cycle and jump into the new one, which has more to do with your true intelligence and your true skill set that you're gifted with in this lifetime. So you have to create something that's in relationship to that.
Wow, that's beautiful. Annette, I hope that helps for your lovely husband. Miss Kimberly says, oh my God, you have no idea how important that is. Sweet Sophie, thank you so much, JC. Julie, you look classic French this evening. I've always admired your beautiful hands. That's from Miss Kimberly B again with the autistic son. So thank you, Kimberly. Appreciate that. Love the comments all around. Julie, while you're on the screen too, I have to say a big thank you to you over the last couple of months, being on the show, bringing all of this new content and information from the astrological point of view. It is a point of reference that cannot be ignored if we are to gaze into our future and have a better chance as humans to be in alignment with our higher self. And you've done such an amazing job bringing that information forward. And I hope that for some people who are just tuning into this channel and who want to learn more a little bit about their astrology so that they can empower themselves also on getting a better handle on all of the changes that are to come and how the alignments and those planetary bodies affect their trajectory. Let's talk about here one of your amazing products on MaisonJupiter.com, the personal birth chart. What's included in here, and how does that help people here navigate, especially given the times that we're in now of big monumental changes? Usually.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you, JC. That's very kind. Yeah, so I feel like the birth chart, knowing your own birth chart is like a very, very powerful tool that's needed of us to move forward in the next phase of our collective development. So knowing your birth chart, you can adapt easily to all the change of energies. So for example, as we're moving into Virgo season, you're going to experience Virgo season, which is organizing your stuff, your health, and having more responsibilities and work through the lens of the house it falls in your personal birth chart. So knowing that in advance, you're going to focus your energies at the right place. And I feel like it helps you stay in the flow of energy as opposed to like swimming counter current, if you will. So so on MaisonJupiter.com, you can order your personal birth chart. So this is a digital poster, and you choose the color of your choice. And this is your birth chart that you're going to have for all your life. And you can start learning how it functions. And it comes also with a 15 to 20 pages report explaining all your planet positions and alignments.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Really cool. A lot of information in there. Of course, I printed mine out, and it's I use these wonderful spiral bindings. Hold on. show this to you here. So this is mine. There's a lot in here, guys. Really give it a try. And it's really interesting as you get into this information. Also, it's not just that it's fun to read on its own, but it also ties into a lot of these shows now. So you get the extra benefit of having this knowledge for yourself here as we're doing these shows, including also the Astro Woo Finance that you can find on BeyondMystic.net, where again we're navigating between the astrology and tarot in one show in these monthly lookouts for you guys. Really cool show to check out. Sophie, for the same reason, a big thank you to you also. All of the amazing insights here on the live show and all of the amazing work you're doing for this Beyond Mystic family. We keep getting all of these amazing emails, people saying they love you and they absolutely love their readings with you. And I know you're really working hard, because I look at the schedule and man, you do a lot of readings every week. You're hard at work, but you're not just working on all of these personal readings. You've been hard at work creating something amazing that is coming up soon also on the Beyond Mystic Academy. Well, I don't know if you're ready to share that. What can you tease the audience with here? I know you're putting your heart and soul into this as well. So share what you can here with the audience.
Yeah, so I really wanted to create something to empower you with my knowledge, so with what I know how to do best. And I don't want to tell too much too soon, but I'm going to share how to empower you with your gift.
Okay. That's very cryptic. Is there anything else we can add to that without spilling the beans? Of course, here we're talking about BeyondMystic.Academy. While I'm there, also, we'll get back to Sophie in a second here. We're recording finally the Tarot Numerology Workshop with Janine. I believe it's Thursday. She's coming back from vacation. We tried twice while she was on the road, and we just couldn't have a strong enough signal to produce the quality of episode we wanted to produce for you guys. So coming up here in the next couple of days. So if you already pre-ordered your ticket, don't worry, it's going to work as soon as we put up the episode. But Julie, going back to Sophie here and what she's creating in the back end, this is going to be a complement, of course, not just to the tarot classes that are up here too that talk about self-mastery, but all of the other amazing courses that are coming up here very soon that we're all working on. What else can you share there in Sophie's cryptic response there as to what's coming up from your amazing sister?
I can share that it has to do with past lives. So I know a lot of people are going to be very interested. So basically, Sophie will give out the tools to learn about your own past lives. So decode your own past lives in order to get even more personal growth moving forward. Because sometimes I read a lot of comments saying, there's no interest in learning about your past lives because we're living in the now. And yes, I totally agree with that. But sometimes you need to heal some stuff from the past, especially now as we're shifting energies and we're moving into this, let's say 5D, if you want to call it that way. So I feel like more than ever, we need to heal and release. So I feel like this is very important work. So,
and I totally agree with you. And that thing about the past lives also, I think generally speaking, it was a good comment where people need to focus on this life. But I feel personally that the energies that we're facing right now and the fact that we're transitioning into this new era is also now calling upon us and giving us these opportunities to cut those old karmic loops. Yeah. And in order to do that, to be able to be stronger, better on the other side here as we move into the age of Aquarius, you do need to understand those past lives and how they're impacting you now. So yes, a very, very powerful tool indeed. So I hope we didn't give away too much there, Sophie. A lot of people in the chat are really excited, like, ooh, that sounds good. Okay. Any idea on the timing on that? I know we've been working on this for a couple of months. There's a lot of stuff. Of course, you're doing all these amazing hours every day for the bookings. Are we looking at a couple of weeks, a month? The final touches, what do you expect, Sophie?
Let's say a month. Let's say about a month. Okay. The reason why, it's because it's something that I have to prepare you how to receive it first. And this is a Virgo season. We have to prepare our nervous system to be able to tap into that. And I really want to create some content that you will be able to use and to gradually go into that information that you need and then releasing it. So if it's sooner, perfect, but I don't want to disappoint, so I'm saying a month.
Okay, very good. And you know me, folks. I always try to get my c'est quoi en français, en anglais? to put your best foot forward. I always try to create the most amazing shows I can. So we'll be working, Julie and myself here, to support Sophie in this endeavor. And we're really excited to see that coming up as well. And we hope that you guys will support Sophie as well in this new endeavor when it is ready for you guys. Before we go tonight, one last kick at the can here, of course, for the beautiful Divine Masculine series that Carla has just produced, as well as these candles that are on sale now. A lot of you are running out of the first candles we sent out. I love that pyramid, Julie. Check it out both on ascensionorganites.com and, of course, on MaisonJean.com. Coupon code there is Divine Masculine in one word. It will give you 15% off of these amazing creations. So I'm going to ask you both words of wisdoms. There's a lot going on here, and there's probably going to be a lot more for the end of the month. We're still kind of in these weird alignments here for the next couple of weeks. I see you're shuffling cards already, Sophie, so yep. I'll start with you, and I'll end with Julie before we go here tonight. So words of wisdom on how to navigate here the next couple of weeks of August.
The emotions. So this is the key word, and we really need to tap into that. So you really need to be able to feel them, to be able to release them, and be flexible like the water. You need to really be able to let go of those, do not create resistance, and then go on your next task, because we have a lot to do, but we need to honor them.
Wow. Okay, straight to the point. I love it. And right on cue with everything we've been talking about tonight. I love how the cards are supporting that narrative and communication and bandwidth we're sharing with you guys tonight. Julie, how about yourself?
I feel like we gave a lot of wisdom tonight, so I'm going to pick what we said just right before, which is adapting as best as you can to all the changes that are to come. And so be gentle with yourself. And what Sophie said earlier, I feel that it was very important. She said, this is the month to take care of your stuff and don't delay it, because sometimes we have to do some type of work that is no fun, but don't delay it, because it's important to set the perfect structure in order to move on and feel more secure with all the changes that are to come. So I feel like this is the get to work type of month that's ahead, but I feel like it's okay.
Okay. Well, I feel it's okay too, because both of you are here and I feel much more comfortable. I love your energy. Thank you so much. I love these shows. Of course, this is the Divine Feminine Oracle show. And guys, the way we're thinking here, we're going to be producing these every week now from now on. So if you look at the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel, you'll see the upcoming lives here, and we're going to be doing more and more of these here, and we're trying to navigate, as you know, what's happening on this platform, and at the same time continue to create content for you guys. And what Lakeside Laura was saying also here, thank you for connecting us. Well, yes, I do my very best, but also thank you to all the audience members who come here and connect with all of the other audience members. Together we're going to make it through this stuff. So in the meantime, please do remember to like, share, and subscribe. An odd thing is happening. The numbers on the subscription is going down suddenly. My up arrows and my thumbs are going up, but the subscriptions are going down. I'm not sure what's happening with the algos there. So maybe somebody's unsubscribing you from a bot level point of view. I don't know. So please hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And also watch out for trolls. There's a lot of weird people pretending to be me, asking you to invest money in crypto farms and crypto pools and all that stuff. It's absolutely not me. I'm not connecting or contacting anybody on an individual basis. It just doesn't work like that. I'll do a show if I have anything to say on that point, but I will not be contacting any of you to invest money in any weird schemes. So please do watch out for all of those imposters out there. And speaking of subscriptions, please also remember to subscribe here at Maison Jupiter on YouTube. Julie is also creating more work here very soon coming up on her channel. Of course, she's hard at work with me here creating all of this new content for the Academy, but please support her there and go check her out at Maison Jupiter on YouTube. So this was the first, well, it's not the first, but it's the first of this new series of ongoing weekly shows of the Divine Feminine Oracle show. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I absolutely love you guys. Have a great evening. Merci beaucoup, Julie, Sophie. On se revoit. Au plaisir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, JC. See you.